G'day guys, welcome back to the channel. My name's Kaitlyn and I'm an American living in beautiful Sydney, Australia. It's getting quite warm and now that it's December here in Australia. As somebody who grew up in the States, in the northern area in the States where it actually gets quite cold around this time of year, Christmas has been a huge shock getting used to a summer Christmas here in Australia. There are some things that we do to try to keep things a little bit more Christmassy and festive, but for me it is still a huge shock celebrating Christmas when it's like 35 degrees out. So this video from the BAM family in Australia, how we make Christmas in Australia feel Christmassy. I'm really excited to see this video. I want to see if there's any tips, something that I can start doing, maybe something that me and my husband can start incorporating into our little Christmas traditions now that we are finally starting to actually establish some Christmas traditions. This will be my third Christmas here in Australia and I am really excited. I'm hoping that we can get to a beach, but going to a beach on Christmas doesn't quite feel Christmassy to me. So let's see what the BAM family in Australia has to say about making Christmas in Australia more Christmassy. So grab a Becky, grab a cuppa, and let's get right into this video.
You moved to Australia from a cold country and you're wondering, how on earth am I going to make this feel Christmassy? Because it is 30 degrees outside, it is freaking hot, and I can't even wear one of those ugly Christmas jumpers.
So it sounds like they're British. I've heard of this channel before. I actually follow them on Instagram, I think, but I think they're from somewhere in the UK. I don't think they're from the States, judging by the accent, but I'm not entirely sure. I haven't really watched many of their videos before.
100,000,000% more effort into making Christmas feel Christmassy.
We put on Christmas songs a little bit earlier.
And non-stop as well. We don't just put them on and, you know, put them on maybe once a day. We literally have them banging out all day.
Ooh, for me, I could not do that. As somebody who was a retail worker right around Christmas time, I still feel scarred hearing Christmas music over and over and over again. And in the States, they'll start playing it in October in some stores. Yes, we had Christmas songs playing in October at the arts and crafts store where I worked for 2 Christmas seasons. So I'm just a little bit scarred by listening to holiday music when I was working retail. There's no way I could listen to it non-stop all month long coming into December. I appreciate it. I can totally understand why they would do this, especially since I think they have younger kids. And if you're doing that with kids, kids get so much more excited. They're so much more into Christmas. So that's a great way to make it feel more Christmassy if you have kids. But it's just me and Mark in this house. So I don't think blasting Christmas music all the time is really going to work. Maybe that week leading up to Christmas is probably a good idea, but right now it's like early December. I'm good. I'm not quite ready to sit there and listen to Christmas music on repeat and just Christmas music.
Also cram in as many Christmas movies as we possibly can, because it might not be snowing where we are, but we can watch it snowing elsewhere.
Okay, I definitely do this. I am so guilty of this. I love Hallmark Christmas movies. I love the cheesy, cutesy little romantic movies that Netflix puts out around this time of year. They're not cinematic whatsoever. They're definitely not going to be Oscar worthy, but I love them. They're one of my guilty little pleasures, and I have started watching these. I started watching them a couple weeks ago, in fact. I love them. It's just a little guilty pleasure of mine, and seeing the snow, seeing the pine trees, seeing people all bundled up warm and cozy drinking peppermint hot chocolate, that definitely does help put me in the Christmas spirit. It does help me get into that Christmas mindset, and I love rom-coms. I love romantic movies. I love romance. I love love. I think that is just a great way to get into the Christmas spirit if that's something you're into. And if you have kids, watching those kids' Christmas movies, how many of us have grown up seeing things like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer and Frosty the Snowman, those classic clay animation movies. I mean, there are so many Christmas movie classics. I mean, Die Hard, come on, Die Hard is probably like the most infamous, notorious, probably one of the best Christmas movies out there. Watching Christmas movies is a great way to get into the festivities.
In the comfort of our own home with the aircon on, so that we feel that a little bit chilly as well and a little bit snuggly. We also start the festivities a little bit earlier.
I want to know where they got that countdown thing, because that is so cute. Does anybody know where they would have gotten that? Do you have that? Have you seen that anywhere? I know it goes down cheesy. It has a koala on it, and I think that's so cute. It'd be so nice for inside the house. I want to know where they got it.
Also gone a little bit further with the decorations.
Yeah, so instead of just the one tree, Maz now has 5.
No, 4. There's 4. I've only put 4 out this year.
You do have 5 though.
We
Put
do
5 out.
have another one actually, but
5 Christmas trees. We could barely find room to put 1 Christmas tree in our house. I can't imagine having 5 in the house, but good on them, good for them. I'm glad to see that they're really getting into the Christmas spirit and embracing it. There's no way I could deal with the stress, the hassle of putting up 5 Christmas trees and decorating 5 Christmas trees and then decorating all around the rest of the house. That's a little too much for me. But that again, we don't have kids. For us, it's just let's put up let's put up a Christmas tree and enjoy the actual day. Let's not worry too much about decorations and putting things up and taking them down. I think between Mark and I, we got all of our Christmas decorating done in like 2 hours because we have a Christmas tree to put together and like 3 boxes, and that's it.
the second thing that we do to get ourselves feeling really festive and Christmassy is we completely embrace all of the exciting Aussie celebrations that are going on. So, for example, we go to any community events such as concerts, Christmas markets.
Yeah, all the stuff that they do generally down at the beach as well.
We're there. When there's a party, we're there. We'll go to the light switch-ons as well. That's always good fun. There's a charity bike ride locally to us where I think it's a few hundred bikers get together.
I want to do that bike ride. That looks so fun. That looks so cute.
They deck out their bikes, their motorbikes, and also sometimes themselves, and they do a ride around the coast, and you get to go and have a look and watch them go past.
Yeah.
Mark, if you're watching this, I think I found out what we're doing for Christmas next year. So much fun. I love those charity bike rides. I've only been on one since we got over here, but it was so much fun. It was this onesie ride for the Starlight Kids Foundation. So much fun. It was such a good night. The biking communities over here, there's so many good people. It's such a good vibe, such a good energy. That is exciting, and I know a lot of people who love watching those sorts of little things go on. I love that. That is so cool. That's so cute. Yeah, Mark, start taking notes, because next year we might have to go up to Queensland.
I think they start at one point and they pick up bikers as they go, and then they actually go to a children's hospital and donate presents, which is an amazing thing to do.
It's so lovely and such fun to see as well. There's also the outdoor movie nights. So often they'll put on locally a Christmas movie for people to go and watch.
You just turn up with your little picnic,
Blanket and chair set up.
and then you just sit there enjoying a movie. It's pretty cool.
And you get to enjoy it with a few hundred or thousand other people.
I think that's great to get involved in some of these stuff that the communities have going on. I know so many communities that try so hard to put on these events, family-friendly events, especially around the holidays. I think that's great that they go to these. I'm sure their kids absolutely love it. And that is such a great way to make these great Christmas memories with your kids as well.
Third thing we have done to make Christmas more Christmassy in the hot weather is we have made new traditions. We've had to, haven't we?
Yeah, so now instead of doing a big sit-down roast, we do a buffet throughout the day. It's too hot.
Oh, I like that idea, because doing roast is very, very traditional if you're coming from a place where Christmas is cold. I mean, roasts, hams. My parents used to do the prime rib the last few years, and when it's cold out, that sort of food is amazing. But when it's Australian heat, you do not want to be putting on the oven. You want to do what you can to avoid putting an oven on when it's like 30, 35 degrees or more or less, depending on what state you live in. I know it's going to be a little bit different depending on where you're at, but it is summer. It's going to be one of the warmest parts of the year in all states, all territories here. So I think doing a little buffet is great, especially if you have like family members coming over, or if you have a big family. I think doing a buffet like that is actually a really, really cute idea.
Hot just to sit down having something large to eat, isn't it?
The other thing that we've had in the house since we've moved to Australia is an elf came. The elves come and as an elf surveillance to see what the kids are doing and let Santa know.
Oh no. Elf on a shelf? That is a parent's nightmare for a lot of people. Having to remember to change the elf around every single day, every night after the kids go to bed. Oof, I know so many parents who have kicked themselves for getting Elf on a Shelf one year. It was a little bit exhausting, but then you have to keep it up every single year with every single kid up until like the last kid stops believing in Santa at that point. So this could be going on for well over a decade. Every night you have to put the elf in a different spot. Some people get really funny and creative with it, but I know so many parents who are just exhausted of dealing with Elf on a Shelf and cannot wait to not have to deal with it ever again.
We also in our household have started wearing family matching Christmas pajamas.
Oh, I think that's cute. That is such a sweet tradition, matching pajamas. Even if it's just like matching shirts and you can't get completely like matchy pajamas, that's a cute little tradition to have. I remember growing up, for us, we always got a new set of Christmas themed pajamas. And this was something my parents did all the way up until I was in my 20s actually. They always made sure that we had a new set of Christmas themed pajamas for Christmas Eve, something to wear to bed. We were never really matching, but I do love that idea of something Christmassy to wear on Christmas Eve, and then the kids come downstairs and they're already sort of dressed up in a more Christmassy sort of attire when they go to open presents, go to open gifts. I think that's such a sweet tradition. I think that is even cuter that they're matching.
We also now that we live in Australia go and visit Santa Claus twice, because the first time we visit, we go and visit an Aussie Father Christmas. So this is Father Christmas when he's in his holiday gear. So he's wearing his boardies and his
surfboard,
his thongs. You know, he's really ready for the weather, his sunglasses. Yep. We always love to go and visit Father Christmas when he's wearing his Australian attire. Maybe a Hawaiian shirt. We also love to go and see Father Christmas wearing his traditional outfit.
Yeah, in his little grotto. If you can, Ginger Factory is where it's at.
I think that's such a cute idea for kids. I love that. That is so sweet to not only experience like the traditional Santa Claus that everybody sort of grew up with, especially in places where it was much colder, but to see that Aussie Santa as well in like the board shorts and the singlet. I think that is so cute. I love that tradition. That is so sweet. I think that that's great that they came up with that.
So we don't just do one thing to make it super Christmassy. There's a whole heap of new things that we do to get into the festive spirit. And I've got to say, I think our Christmases here are just as special, if not more actually, because we've gone to more effort.
Yeah, you definitely have put more effort in, because we don't have the family around us anymore. We just make it very special just for our small family unit.
I think the fabulous thing about being someone who's migrated to a new country is that you get to embrace both cultures then.
Absolutely. I love that she said that, embracing both cultures. I remember at our wedding, one of Mark's friends had actually married an American. He's been here for about 24 years, which is kind of funny because he sounds like he just stepped off the plane out of Chicago yesterday. But I was talking to him, me and Ashley Faye, we were both talking to him, and he's like, keep the traditions that you're used to. Still celebrate the 4th of July. Still celebrate Memorial Day, Thanksgiving, those American holidays, the American traditions that you're used to. Don't just give up one part of you because you've moved to another country. Don't give up that first culture that you grew up with, your home culture, because you moved to a new country. But also embrace the new culture that you're in as well. I love that they found a way to sort of combine the both. It seems like they've really met this nice medium of celebrating the old culture, celebrating their new culture, and blending the two of them together. I think that's such a wonderful way to celebrate the holiday, a wonderful thing to do around Christmas. It's a little bit tougher for me and Mark because a lot of the stuff that we did back in the States when it came to Christmas was something where you either have a lot of family around, so when we would go to open up presents and whatnot, like I said, that little Christmas pajama tradition, there's a lot of traditions when it came to food. My dad would just like cut up pepperoni and cheese and crackers, so we might do a little bit of that for like a lunch or something just to kind of keep in tradition a little bit, something that I was used to. But my parents always did some sort of big roast like ham or prime rib, or sometimes we even did turkey, even though we just had Thanksgiving like a month before that over in the States. So having a big roast was a big thing. There's a lot of food traditions that I can't really bring over, especially because there's some stuff that you can only get in Philly that I obviously can't get here or can't be shipped over if it's something like a cake or something that needs to be refrigerated or frozen. You can't really get that. But I love the idea of starting new traditions, of me and Mark coming up with our own little Christmas traditions now. Like, hopefully we'll get to go to the beach again. We went to the beach the last 2 Christmases I was here. We actually had our ute before, so we were able to take our dog Claire over to the beach. She is such a water-loving dog. She absolutely loved it. It was a great day, and I'm hoping that we could do something like that again this year. But it really is important to keep both cultures when you're starting new traditions, especially Christmas and holiday traditions.
You can't just wipe out everything you've ever had and ever known. You know, that's not realistic, and why would you? You know, there's plenty of fabulous traditions and cultures from your own country. So the fabulous thing is that you can then mix them and, you know, even do both things, so that you're really just having it as an extra special Christmas.
Yeah, and why wouldn't you? And we just remembered one other tradition that we've just brought in is we love to go around looking at other people's Christmas lights. So
that is so much fun. I love seeing houses get super decorated around here. I remember my first Christmas here, I was stunned when I saw a light up kangaroo. Like the way people have light up deer, light up reindeer and all, there are light up kangaroo, like those little statues that people put on their lawns. I love them. I think they're so cute. I kind of want one, but there's really no need, and I wouldn't know where we'd plug it in, and the way our house is structured, we don't really put anything outside. It wouldn't really make sense, but I can't wait till we actually have a house of our own that will hopefully have a spot where we could put a light up kangaroo in the front porch. Our first Christmas, whenever we buy a house, I want a light up kangaroo in the front porch. Something to put on my bucket list.
we drive around some of the housing estates and look at some of the amazing Christmas lights. They're a bit like the ones in America.
If you enjoyed hearing about our family Christmas and all of our Christmas traditions, have a look at this one.
Now, I absolutely love this video. I really agree with a lot of the points that they have, so we're definitely going to subscribe. I think they have some pretty good content. I don't really watch a lot of their videos. I don't like being influenced by a lot of the other Australian related channels because I like doing my own journey, my own thing, and talking about what it's like for me. So I don't really want too much influence as to what topics I could be talking about, what other videos come up, because you can really start playing that comparison game if you do that. But I do like some of their videos, so definitely giving it a subscribe, giving it a thumbs up for the algorithm. I thought this was a great video, very, very cute, and I love some of the traditions that they've incorporated. Let me know what some of your favorite Christmas traditions are, maybe some of the stuff that's a little bit out of the norm, something that you know only you and your family do. Let me know in the comments down below because I'm really curious and always looking for new ideas to bring in for holiday traditions. That's it for this video, you guys. If you liked it, please hit the like and subscribe button down below. It really, really does help support me and help support this channel. And I will see you guys in the next video.